The Nobel Committee made the following announcement.
The Norwegian Nobel Committee has decided to award the Nobel Peace Prize for 2025 to Maria Corina Machado.
Nonsense. Bullshit. It's all bullshit.
Come on, nobody likes a sore loser.
The Trump administration, Tina, they paint a picture of lawlessness and complete chaos, that we, all of us, are overwhelmed by the facts on the ground. And all he's doing is advancing the fundamental paradigm of law and order, and it's remarkable that we are not.
In a presidency that often resembles primetime entertainment more than public service, the current U.S. president commands the spotlight as both performer and publicist. Jimmy Kimmel and Gavin Newsom don't merely mock the spectacle, they deconstruct it, exposing the disorder behind the display. With every headline, Trump turns governance into self-promotion, juggling controversy with the flair of a showman who confuses chaos for leadership and applause for genuine achievement.
By the way, Caroline Leavitt on Air Force One yesterday, not only did Trump decide to poll the reporters on whether or not she should be allowed to keep her job, he took a little tour through Creepy Town, too.
How's Caroline doing? Is she doing good? Should Caroline be replaced?
No. That's up to you, sir.
It'll never happen.
Nobody wants to.
I said she does a great job.
Thank you.
Do you want to elaborate on the
And those lips, they move like a machine gun, right?
You upset, Governor?
Well, how can you not be? I've got 4 kids. 80% of their toys under their Christmas tree come from China. I've got family members living paycheck to paycheck. Many family members. My mom, who passed away years and years ago, was one of them. I mean, no rationale, no plan, no con.
Kimmel wastes no time declaring Trump's presidency the longest-running improv act in political history. Each morning unfolds like a new episode of America's Got Tantrums, leaving the world unsure if it's governance or just unscripted chaos. Newsom adds that Trump treats policy briefings like open mic nights, tossing out half-formed ideas and calling them breakthroughs. The punchline, Kimmel says, writes itself: leadership demands preparation, discipline, and foresight, 3 things Trump proudly replaced with applause, impulse, and a Twitter feed.
Last week, the Norwegian government, they have one, by the way, the Norwegian government, they was worried about Trump retaliating against them if he didn't win the Nobel Peace Prize. And the woman who did win, Maria Corina Machado, was maybe a little nervous about it too because she felt the need to call him about it.
The person who actually got the Nobel Prize called me and said, I'm accepting this in honor of you because you really deserved it.
While past presidents faced crises with composure and strategy, Trump treats chaos like a daily routine. His formula is simple: start a fire, act shocked, then host a press conference praising himself for discovering it. The government spins endlessly in his orbit, fueled by drama and self-promotion. Kimmel sums it up perfectly: a presidency powered by caffeine, ego, and denial. Every scandal becomes fuel, every outrage a branding moment, and every controversy just another episode in the never-ending Trump show.
This is a hot mic situation from the ceasefire ceremony in Egypt yesterday. Listen in as the president of Indonesia hits Trump up for an in with his kids. It's the first time anyone has ever asked to meet Eric. It's exciting. He's such a good boy. He's such a good boy. He's 41.
Newsom shakes his head at how Trump has turned the White House into a theater of self-congratulation. He praises himself for surviving crises of his own making, takes victory laps around disasters, and calls chaos a masterpiece. Every loss becomes a historic win, every blunder a bold move. His leadership style isn't presidential, it's more like the guy who crashes a wedding and somehow takes credit for the cake.
No consideration of congressional responsibility. Where the hell is Congress? Where the hell is Speaker Johnson? Do your job. They're sitting there passively as this guy wrecks the economy in the United States of America, which has dominated the global economy. Don't take my word for it. The Wall Street Journal. We are the envy to the world. And overnight, a wrecking ball to America's reputation, our role.
Kimmel dives into the absurdity of Trump's relationship with truth, where facts perform acrobatics and reality is rewritten on command. When the facts don't fit, he simply edits the story, trusting the audience won't notice the switch. Newsom adds that under Trump, logic has left the building, performance is now policy. The line between politics and parody has vanished and, somehow, the parody feels far more believable.
Nice thing for the person who got the Nobel Prize to do today. I don't know why they gave this to me. It should have gone to you, Mr. President. So now Trump's focused on winning the prize next year, which is fine. Let him keep trying to make peace. I'm fine with coming up with prizes and trophies to motivate him. Giving them the Nobel, reopen the government, and leave.
Every policy rollout under Trump feels like a new episode of a chaotic reality show, scripted on impulse, filmed in confusion, and edited in denial. Infrastructure Week somehow becomes Infrastructure Year, trade negotiations turn into televised tantrums, and international summits resemble awkward group therapy sessions where Trump is both the patient and the problem. He negotiates like he's haggling at a flea market, charges into alliances like a bull in a china shop, and calls it diplomacy when he accidentally stumbles into success. Kimmel marvels at how Trump transforms blunders into boldness, stumbling with such conviction that incompetence starts to look intentional. His administration operates like a revolving door of chaos, with every resignation rebranded as strategic brilliance. No one ever quits under Trump, they simply graduate to freedom. Crisis becomes content. Failure becomes marketing. Every controversy is just another campaign ad. Newsom smirks at the irony. For a man obsessed with projecting strength, Trump's entire presidency is a masterclass in fragility. Every critique becomes an existential threat, every late-night joke a national emergency. He governs with the emotional stability of a Wi-Fi signal, strong one moment, completely gone the next. Rather than absorb criticism, he detonates over it, ensuring the fallout lands on anyone but himself. It's not governance, it's ego management performed at maximum volume.
No president has ever been more committed to peace, and he's arresting all the rabble-rousers to prove it.
We have arrested dozens of individuals that are Antifa members or affiliated with them, and I want to thank our Attorney General for prosecuting them and making sure they never see the light of day again.
That's just the Secretary of Homeland Security suggesting we lock up Americans.
Kimmel points out how Trump's administration seems almost allergic to accountability. Scandals multiply like spin-offs, each treated as proof of his strength. The chaos is so constant, it's practically a scheduled show, same time, new disaster. Newsom observes how Trump has turned national issues into self-promotion. Every crisis circles back to him, every tragedy retold as a story of his own greatness. America feels less like a nation and more like a side character in his never-ending autobiography. Kimmel mocks the theater of Trump's rallies, concerts for confusion where applause matters more than policy. Facts dissolve mid-sentence, replaced by whatever story flatters him most. The crowd doesn't come for solutions, they come for spectacle, and Trump never disappoints. Newsom adds that the real tragedy is the normalization of it all, a nation mistaking noise for leadership and outrage for strength. Trump governs through performance, not principle. Loyalty outweighs competence, and flattery is the only language of survival. He's not leading, he's staging a show running the country in circles while calling it progress. Kimmel jokes that if chaos were an Olympic sport, Trump would take gold and insist he invented the games. His confidence isn't rooted in truth but cemented in delusion, leaving the nation dizzy in the spin.
Speaking of healthcare, Trump got a physical on Friday, and good news, his blood pressure, cholesterol, and genius are all stable. His doctors say he's in excellent health and fully capable of continuing to make sure that millions of his fellow Americans aren't. Interestingly, the White House doctor left Trump's weight off the report. Usually they put the weight. Instead of his weight, he wrote that Trump...
Newsom observes that the real tragedy isn't the absurdity itself, but how it's become normal. A country once proud of its dignity now measures leadership by volume. The louder Trump shouts, the more his followers cheer, mistaking noise for strength and anger for vision. He's turned outrage into strategy and chaos into policy. The Oval Office, once a place of reason, now echoes only with self-praise, where the golden rule is simple: Trump must always be the loudest voice in the room. Kimmel quips that if chaos were an Olympic event, Trump would take home the gold, then declare he invented the Olympics. He dives from one crisis to another like a stuntman of scandal, emerging from every wreck with a grin. Investigations, criticism, even facts, none of it touches him. His confidence isn't built on truth but shielded by delusion. He's not leading the nation forward, he's spinning it in circles and calling it progress. Newsom adds that Trump's obsession with loyalty has turned governance into worship. In his world, expertise is irrelevant, obedience is everything. The government resembles a fan club more than an administration, where flattery is currency and dissent is treason. It's not leadership, it's monarchy disguised as democracy, powered by devotion and drained of reason.
About the United States of America. He doesn't believe in that. He believes in the red states. He's going after, he's a war. He's a wartime president. He's the head of a war party. War on women, war on voting rights, war on Hispanics, a war on this state, war on institutions, war on history. I mean, this is serious. This guy's trying to get a Nobel Peace Prize. That's what he's going to try to say tomorrow in Alaska, that he's the big guy trying to find peace, really? When he's bringing war to the American people? He put military in the streets, not of Baghdad. He didn't send the military in his first administration anywhere in the world. He sent the United States Marines into the United States of America in one of the bluest cities in this country, in Los Angeles, one of the great cities, American cities. That's what Donald Trump did. He is a wartime.
Kimmel laughs at how Trump treats global diplomacy like a celebrity feud. International relations have turned into a tabloid drama, complete with public insults, sudden reconciliations, and unpredictable plot twists. He handles world leaders like contestants on a reality show. Some get praise, others get rage tweets. Global stability seems to depend entirely on his mood, which shifts faster than the White House staff list. The chaos isn't strategy, it's pure showmanship wrapped in ego. Newsom points out that Trump's economic policies often sound like they were dreamed up mid-round on a golf course. Facts are flexible, math is optional, and slogans are sacred. He sells prosperity like a magician sells illusions, distracting the crowd long enough for them to applaud before realizing their pockets are lighter. Every tax promise hides fine print, and every tariff victory costs the middle class more than it saves. The economy becomes less about progress and more about performance. Kimmel smirks at the irony. Trump, the self-proclaimed master of deals, leaves a trail of broken ones behind him. Agreements collapse, negotiations derail, and alliances dissolve. Yet, he still declares victory at every loss. In Trump's world, success isn't proven by results but by how good it looks on camera. If it plays well on TV, that's all that matters.
And then it was Trump's turn to ratchet up the rhetoric with fiery images conjured from no one has any idea where.
One thing I have to say is that Washington, D.C. was almost as bad. I don't know what could be worse than Portland. You don't even have sewers anymore. They don't even put glass up. They put plywood on their windows.
These poor people, they look out the window, they see wood. They don't have glass. I don't know what's scarier, the idea that he's making this all up or that he might actually believe this stuff. There are no stores in Portland. It's as if he's getting his intelligence briefings from reruns of...
Newsom adds that Trump's version of patriotism feels less like devotion to country and more like brand management. The flag becomes a logo, slogans replace substance, and photo ops stand in for policy. He wraps incompetence in nationalism and markets it as authenticity. Real issues, like infrastructure, healthcare, and education, are reduced to catchphrases that never see results. It's not governance, it's advertising. A presidency powered by performance and protected by denial. America doesn't get policies anymore, it gets punchlines dressed in red, white, and blue packaging. Kimmel calls Trump's communication style a masterclass in confusion. He talks like a man assembling sentences from spare parts. Each thought begins with conviction, drifts into contradiction, and ends wherever his focus fades. Meaning is irrelevant, it's the moment, the applause, the reaction that matter. His administration doesn't plan, it performs. Crisis management has become a form of performance art where the only measure of success is how loudly they can distract from failure. Kimmel shakes his head at how Trump continues to sell himself as the ultimate success story while surrounded by evidence of collapse. Every promise unravels, every project derails, yet he still spins the wreckage into victory. He's not a leader, he's an illusionist, making accountability vanish in real time. His power isn't built on results but on shamelessness, the rare ability to fail spectacularly, deny everything, and still declare triumph. In a world where truth bends easily, Trump's greatest achievement is convincing millions that the show is still worth watching.
After I sign these two pieces of legislation establishing a special session and the maps, I also will be signing a proclamation on November 4th, the people of the state of California, in a transparent and, as Speaker and Pro Tem said, temporary and democratic way, will have the opportunity to determine their fate in our collective.
Kimmel can't help but marvel at how Trump's version of leadership has evolved into a masterclass in recycling chaos. Every controversy gets repackaged as a new storyline, every scandal rebooted like a long-running reality show with a fresh cast of loyalists. What should have been cautionary tales become sequels, and what should have ended long ago somehow keeps finding its way back on air. The absurdity isn't accidental, it's the strategy. His presidency runs on the logic that if the noise never stops, the truth never lands. Chaos isn't the byproduct, it's the business model. Kimmel compares it to a magician who's been performing the same trick for years but convinces the audience it's brand new each time. Every blunder becomes a moment of reinvention, every backlash a rebranding opportunity. The scandals may change names, but the plot remains identical: confusion, denial, deflection, applause. The spotlight never leaves him, not because of accomplishment, but because of constant spectacle. It's political endurance disguised as charisma, attention mistaken for authority. Trump doesn't lead through stability or vision, he dominates through volume. In the theater of his presidency, the show must always go on, and as long as people keep watching, the illusion of success never fades.
That wasn't the only thing we got. We also got a very special report filed by J.B. Pritzker, the governor of Illinois.
This is J.B. Pritzker reporting from war-torn Chicago. As you can see, there's utter mayhem and chaos on the ground. It's quite disturbing. The Milwaukee Brewers have come in to attack our Chicago Cubs. We've seen people being forced to eat hot dogs with ketchup on them. And our deep dish pizza, well, has gone shallow. So it's a challenge to survive here in the city of Chicago, but there's no hellscape that I'd rather be in.
Well, thank you, Governor. And please know that you and the Cubs.
Newsom reflects on how Donald Trump has reshaped the very definition of power in modern America. The presidency, once synonymous with dignity, restraint, and statesmanship, has been reimagined as a spectacle of excess. Under Trump, diplomacy has been replaced by drama, facts have been substituted with feelings, and leadership has been transformed into performance. The Oval Office no longer functions as a place of governance, it operates like a stage. His philosophy mirrors the logic of reality television: as long as people are still talking, you're still winning. Results don't matter. Ratings do. The country, in this new design, isn't being led, it's being managed like an audience. Citizens are conditioned to react instead of reflect, to engage with outrage rather than reason. Every controversy becomes content, every scandal a new episode in the ongoing show. Newsom points out the paradox that even Trump's fiercest critics become unwilling participants in his theater. Every rebuttal, every insult, every moment of disbelief feeds the same engine he thrives on. Opposition doesn't weaken him, it sustains him. He's turned outrage into advertisement and resistance into renewal. The more people push back, the stronger his spectacle grows. The tragedy, Newsom observes, isn't just that Trump dominates attention, it's that attention itself has become the only currency that matters. Truth and accountability have been replaced by engagement metrics. Outrage is no longer a reaction, it's a marketing strategy. The nation's discourse has been hijacked by performance, where noise replaces nuance and emotion overshadows evidence. Kimmel shakes his head at the irony of it all. Trump, a man obsessed with control, seems to thrive most in chaos. Stability weakens him, confusion fuels him. His empire is built on volume, applause, conflict, contradiction, and the louder it gets, the more powerful he feels. In Trump's America, silence equals irrelevance, and irrelevance is death. He doesn't need everyone to believe his version of reality, he just needs no one to look away. Newsom gives a final, almost weary reflection. Trump hasn't just changed politics, he's rewritten its rules entirely. The presidency is no longer about governance, service, or unity. It's about keeping the spotlight burning. As long as the cameras keep rolling and the lights stay bright, the chaos continues, an endless performance with Donald Trump eternally center stage, refusing to let the curtain fall.